Morning guys. So what I'm going to do today is make all the videos for paper 2 and stick them up. You only have to do one a week, but I thought I'd stick them all in there so if anyone wants to get on ahead and do some more, they can do. So let's have a look and get going. Right, so paper 2. Paper 2 is a problem solving one. All the information is in the booklet. Okay, so for this paper you are constantly, and it's going to be the hard thing for recording, look at this sample resource booklet. Now this is my third attempt at this video. I tried on earlier in the week. Hopefully this one goes better. Okay, so what you've got is this, guys. You've got 1 hour 45 to do the entire paper. Okay, but it advises you to spend 35 minutes reading this booklet first. Okay, now I'm going to go against the advice after doing this for 2 years. I would say I would spend 20 minutes doing this one first. Okay, and then I would start it. Okay, you're not given the time, you're not told you have to spend 35 minutes. It's recommended. So I would spend 20 minutes reading it through. Now basically this is all about stakeholders, solving problems, maths, manufacture, all those things, and it all comes from this booklet in the exam. So this booklet, which I'm not going to read you through for 35 minutes, is basically all about festivals. Okay, and if you read through it, it gives you all the information. So when you're reading through, you might just want to highlight, numbers, stuff like that in that 20 minutes. Oh, it's loads of waste. But you just want to read through in 20 minutes and get the kind of like a synopsis of the whole thing. Okay, different pages have different things, market research, blah blah blah. Okay, you'll notice there's loads of here with percentage and maths. That's obviously going to be linked to the maths question later. But anyway, we're covering question 1 in this paper now. So if we have a quick look at question 1, guys. So, and now to give you a heads up, this question has been in the past 2 papers that have been set. Okay, not necessarily always in the same order, so it's not always question 1, but this question is about stakeholders. Okay, so before responding to the questions, you must spend time reading and familiarising yourself with information, blah blah blah. That's your 20 minutes. So arrange, let me just get Active Inspire up. Active, let me just pause it and okay, I'm back with Active Inspire up. If I can get rid of that thing and go away. So a range of existing products are used by festival goers. Now the reason, let me just now keep jumping between one and the other. The reason I say you spend 20 minutes is at the start of each question it tells you to refer to the information on paper 2. So it tells you where to look. Anyway, so a range of existing products are used by festival goers to transport camping equipment. Manufacturers identified an opportunity to launch a new transportation product for use by festival goers at music festivals. The manufacturer wants to address problems associated with camping gear, clothing and other equipment being left behind at the end of these events. A wide range of stakeholders and users will have different needs and requirements from the new product being considered. Critically examine the challenges a designer of the new transportation product will face when considering the needs of all stakeholders and users. Okay, so what you basically, let me check, is this recording again? Tell me I've remembered to put record on again. Oh, I did. So basically what you've got to do in this question is critically identify stakeholders and what the designer's got to be thinking about when designing a new product specifically for those stakeholders. Okay, sounds quite an easy question, and it is, as long as you answer it right. Now you'll be answering it the same way as you've done before with P, point, evidence, explain. Have you actually gone into a different color? Black, please. Let's go away. Let's try that again. Ah, how things go wrong. Make sure that's in black. Point. That's good, isn't it? Oh well. So anyway, on that says P, point, evidence, explain. Your point is the point you're making. Explaining it is explaining it, obviously. Now your evidence is obviously always going to be linked back to this booklet. Okay, so get rid of those annotations now. So it always means that you're referring back to everything on page 2. Okay, so your answers are in there, but they're not just on this page. It's not going to say, oh, your stakeholders are the festival owners, this, that. So you go, oh, this, that, and there. You've got to think around it. So you've got to think around the problem. Okay, so if I was looking at here, so did it in place? A lot of litter pickers, bad weather. Okay, that might be doing something. Cut down on waste. Sorry guys, this keeps on jumping. Cut down the waste created by the festival. I love the farm. Reusable steel crib pints. That's something reusable. Right, page 2. Am I even on the right page? Let's have a look. Yes, I am. Okay. So they're wanting to make some sort of trolley, I think the question said. So a new transportation product will face when considering these as stakeholders and users. Right, so things we're going to be looking at are, let's see if this is going to work now. Could you go into black for me? Kill me now. So this is the normal thing where if we're in a lesson, you guys would be just like shouting at me, try this, try this. Let's try it again. There we go, you're going to work now. Good. So the thing you've got to think about your stakeholders and your primary users. So if I was sat there in the exam, I'd be thinking, right, who are my primary users? One thing I've forgotten to look at is how many marks this is worth. I think it's 12. It is 12, so you need 6 paragraphs. Okay, or at least 6 points. So if it was me, I'd be sat there and I'd be thinking, right, primary users. Straight away, let's see if I can do some more text. So who's the primary users? Okay, festival goers. Okay, what age group? Different sizes, all those kind of things. Okay, so that's the product. But they're also asking, so that's kind of your easy kind of paragraph. The designer's got to be thinking the primary users, who are the festival users, who will be transporting this, different luggage, different families, what age is going, what kind of things. So they've got to be thinking about storage, stuff like that, Okay. Next thing, you've got to be thinking about stakeholders. Now this is where you get the higher marks. So who else has got a stake in it? Okay, now you've got to be thinking in deep. So I'd be thinking straight away stakeholders. I'd be thinking, festival organisers. Okay, so festival organisers are going to make a product straight away. So if I'm thinking as a festival organiser, what are they going to want, festival organisers? Oh, the safety. Hang on. Safety legislation. So it's got to be stakeholders, safety legislation, because they don't want to be sued. Okay, right, who else has got a stake in this product being made? Now you've got the easy ones. Remember that picture where you've got the kind of direct contact? I don't know if you remember this. It's basically a circle. Who's got the most direct contact? Who's your next kind of stakeholders? And then who's got your wider stakeholders? Now your wider stakeholders, because if you think about it, any product at some point you could say hits every single person in the world. You could find a very weak connection. What you're looking for is the first 2 inner circles. So you've got safety legislation, festival organisers. You could also be thinking about, I don't know, come on, Brad. So it's going to be a renting out scheme. So it's got to be renting out. Okay, so how's it going to be rented out? If they're hiring them, taking them back in. How are the people who are, people operating the renting out? How are they going to be doing it? People operating. Renting out, going to use it. Same thing, that could be cleaning. So how are they going to be easily cleaned down, stacked, rented out, used? How's it going to be advertised? Okay. Your primary users, how's it going to be? What's it got to be used across? Rough ground, all these kind of things. Who else got a stake? So you've got the festival goers, you've got marketing. So how are you going to market it? How are you going to actually consider it when you're designing it so it can be moved in and out? This is what you basically need to do. So you're just literally sitting there and then you'll look at the booklet and be thinking, right, who else has got a stake apart from the users of this being used? You could go into the environmental agencies, because Obviously, if people are taking stuff home, it's not creating more waste. Okay, that's all you do for this first question. Now, it doesn't seem that hard, but if you actually go down now and have a look at the detail they're looking for you in the answers at the back, if we have a quick look at this, these are the areas they came up with. Okay, so to get in the top marks, critical analysis of the challenges designer of a new project will face, multiple stakeholder and user needs. Now it's this word here, thorough, multiple challenges being explored. Okay, is effective and fully substantiates the points being made. So that's the bit I was mentioning. So when you say, oh, it's these because this is clear, because this many people come here. So instead of saying a lot of people attended, you could put in your evidence as this many people turned up. This much waste is being produced, this much. So you're constantly referring, still point evidence explain in your little paragraph with your little, you know, the usual tab. If we're writing here with your little tab in, your little paragraph with your point evidence explain of each one. Okay, now here are some of the bits they came up with. All right, they've obviously mentioned the transportation, the thing I mentioned, recognition of primary stakeholders and the problem they're going to have. Now all the other ones these have come up with is what someone sat and thought about as hard as possible. Event director, okay, how it looks. Festival marketing advertising. Finance department. In fact, I don't want to go through all of these because what I want you guys to do is to sit there and think of all the people before you do this question you can think of. Okay? And then you come up with the 6 points that you think will hit the best and you put them in there. That's how you answer this question. The only exam technique is make sure you know what stakeholder is. Make sure you think completely surrounding the problem. Okay, so you don't go, oh, well, it's primary users, got to drag it across. Oh, stakeholders, manufacturers, they've got to make it. Oh, people who are advertising it. You've got to be consistent and you've got to give evidence behind it. Okay, and the other bit of exam technique is to make sure 6 minimum small little paragraphs that explain why they've got a stake in it. Okay, hopefully that all makes sense, guys. Please have a go on the new way of doing it. Now, I will be... hopefully it's today when I'm going to be ringing you. If I'm not going to put this in this video, I'm going to chat to you about this later. This is needed to be done online. I've made this paper writable so you can do the answers here and upload it. But I'll be chatting to you later about how to do that. Okay.